Hey guys, welcome in. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you're tuning in from. And welcome to a Wednesday, which for me is like an early return from the weekend. Loony weekend usually goes through Wednesday, but today went to Wednesday because we got work to do. I just dropped 5 shulker boxes of stone bricks in the super smelter with the beautiful chunk loading system on the roof. Doesn't that look great? It does not. That's gonna go cook up because we have so much work to do. I designed the second stage of 03 Stars Keep. That's what we're gonna be working on today. And guys, I'm like, I thought about it so much. I'm like, should I not? I've been kind of playing at not having a lot of shulker boxes. And I don't know if any of you guys really believe that. For the video crew, we're not gonna tell them. We're gonna act like I barely have any shulker boxes. I have a couple shulker boxes though. And for today, I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna play pretend. So we don't have a mountain of chests here. We just have shulker boxes at the ready, and we're gonna work. Before we go do that though, wait. Oh, did I forget my? Oh no! It's at the smelter. I was like, I had my stuff ready. I don't want to run to storage now. It's at the smelter. Braga, dude, thank you for the Prime resub. 11 months. I'm gonna... that's what I was looking for. I'm gonna put you in the book. And Quill, welcome in, dude. Good to see you. Quill, do you know like where I found your enchanted golden apple? Did you know where Code Neon stashed it before I found it? I think you know where I found it, right? I'm curious if he told you though. I thought it was an ace hiding spot. Have I not already found all the portals? Crimson? Oh, dude, I did the classic me, where I didn't change my Twitch title. I've definitely found all the portals. Let me see. Building a giant castle. That's what we're doing in UHCG Generations. Dude, I'm so bad at updating my Twitch title. It's horrendous. JB, oh my god. That's 4 years. That is 4 years. That is crazy. Absolutely insane. Can't believe it's been this long, Loony, dude. That is crazy. 4 years. Dude, thank you so much. I had like a whole inventory stuff ready. There it is. We're gonna put Braga in the book for the resub, because Brad did snatch that first place there for today. And then we're gonna put JB in the book with a red name, obviously, because that is not normal. Let's gonna go in the book as a bonus name. So is Creep Skull. Welcome in, guys. Hope you're doing good. Dude, thank you so much for 4 years sticking with me. That's wild. 2015. Why balding? Oh my god, dude. I'm happy I found. Wait, Quill, you don't know where I found that apple, dude? Let me. The item frame is still there. Let me go there right now. It was such a good hiding spot. I think they're like literally, I don't think there was a better one. He hit it in a really smart place too. It was kind of like nobody's gonna find this until somebody gets an elytra. And that was like literally the one. You guys see that my game is stuttering a little bit? That is the schematic of what we're gonna be uploading in. It's pretty big. So for whatever reason, I decided that this spot right here, behind the left B antenna, was the perfect spot to align my schematic for that build. So once I was going to do that, I came in flying from right here. And then as I do that, I fly over the tail of the B, and I'm like, what? Right there is where you put your enchanted golden apple. Such an ace hiding spot. Guys, we're going to get cooking, but I need to do one thing. And that is grab a couple shulker boxes, head to the nether roof. Because the one thing that we need to pick up before we do anything is a bunch of basalt. I don't know exactly how much, but like a bunch. Hi, No Ace, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. So, right, we have a basalt farm on the nether roof. We're going to pick up stuff there, and then we're just going to get into building. I've already set up 2 speed bookends. We're just going to go with it. Play it off like nothing happened. I built 2 speed bookends. They're gonna help me Build quick. We're gonna get a cool replay of this as well. Big ol', thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Is it Big Ol or is it Big Ola or Oli? Just give me a number. Which one of those worked? 2015 Uzi is gonna go to Book of Bones name. No, for real, Loony. Why balding too soon? Dude, I'm 35. I'm beating the olds out here. I'm actually doing well. We're gonna go up here real quick. Bargros, Eric, welcome in. Come Mango, Landai. Loony, you finally found all the portals. I found every single one of them. I've been to every 128 strongholds. For a second there, I thought there was 129 in the world, but then I double checked and it wasn't the case. I was low-key really stoked on that because it would have been a once in a Minecraft like experience. There's no reason why any world would have more than 128. Due to that sound logic, no world has more than 128, including this one. Big old. That is a perfect explanation. That could not be better. Also, love that you dropped a Prime sub before your first chat message. That is so cool. Appreciate it. NC Black, welcome in. I have my ears off at work. Okay, you can hear that. No biggie. Creep Skull, Loony, do you ever plan to host a get-together with the UHCG ancestors like the others did? As a ghost watch party, I've always thought that I wouldn't. I'm somewhat considering it now because I realized that there's certain things I'm doing in my UHCG run that I can't really talk about because they don't fit in the story that I'm telling. But then at the same time, I kind of want to talk about it. So I think what's going to happen is that these last months, I think, I have in the UHCG world are going to force me to fast track my plans that I already had for a second channel. Because some of these things, I've been like writing the new episodes, and I found myself trying to insert things into a script that really shouldn't be there. Because I felt like they were important to say. But then if it's not the right place, you can either force it to still go there, which is going to be like, it's going to feel a bit out of place, a bit wacky, or you find a better place or make a better place. So I think that's going to happen. Uzi, how do you see the following time? Follow age is what it is. Or follow age. Big ol', I've been watching you for a while on YouTube and managed to actually catch a stream. Yo, that is awesome. Really, really appreciate it. Let me land. I don't have rockets anymore. Rally Extreme, welcome in. Sleepy Thief as well. Welcome in. Is the giant castle going to be my main base? Sleepy Thief? That's an interesting question. Because it's been my main base for a while. We're just going to make it bigger. I'm actually going to go there. But maybe I should sleep on the way. Because it will be nice to not start with a mob fest. Feridian, welcome in as well. And Kelvin, welcome to the stream. I had a little trouble hearing you, AJ, but I turned you up a little bit, so it should be better now. That is back to Founderstown. We're not going that way. Super Korean, welcome in as well. Will there be small quest thingy in the castle like the Founderstown had? I don't want to spoil too much, but this Zarathustra's Keep is like the central point in my quest. So there's already like a quest thing in there I can show you. Sab, welcome in as well. So if we go in here, I've not been up these stairs for a long time actually. So there's the library. If we go a little bit higher up, here we get to the Hall of Wings. Seb, is a new playlist? No, I've had this for ages. So this here, guys, is the Hall of Wings, and this is already a quest place. Right now, there's still 5 Elytras there. Instead of 5 Elytras, there will be 5 books, 1 in the chest and 4 on the lecterns. Those go to the Wing Trials later on. Not used to hearing lyrics? Wait. Are you hearing lyrics? Okay, guys, let's just get straight into it. I'm gonna... Let me see. Let me cut a tree down. A singular one. I was hearing another stream. Dude, I was like, it's gotta be something like that. Is it a new playlist? No, you're tripping. Literally what it was. I don't know how I feel about the golden apples in the offhand. Maybe I should go with the steak in the offhand. Because golden apples you can eat all the time, even if your saturation's up. So we had some like false triggers and whatnot. Okay, let's use this one for the basalt, and then this one for the empty shulker boxes that are not loaded up with anything. You know what? I can put these in there like so. Or I really love that the wings are basically timed. I thought about it and I was like, it's just gonna make for way more interesting choices. Because otherwise, I feel like 10 generations could live with 2 pairs of wings. Dude, I love short stream chat. Pepe, you are so new. Pepe, you are so new. Thanks for the contribution there, Tin. Appreciate it. Alright, those are gonna go in there. Let's start. You know what? I'm just gonna... Am I gonna expand the castle in today's stream? That's exactly what we're gonna do. I cooked a really cool schematic for it. It was also cool because, like, I had to make a significant, like, improvement to it. It needed to be a lot bigger. But I managed to get the entire design done in, like, a day's worth of work. A little bit less. Did some other things as well yesterday, which was nice. Because sometimes that can take, like, a couple days to cook a cool build. And sometimes you just get it. Like, it just works out. Because I think the deciding factor in, like, how long it takes to design something is how often you gotta redo it. Okay, I think we need these. Oh, we're gonna definitely be short on some blocks here. Yo, I'm not ready. Hold up. Let me actually drop all my stuff in here. And then... let's take these shulker boxes that are empty. I gotta get some cracked stone bricks before we do anything else. Yo, I love Sab's line there. Happy Women's History Month. Hell yeah. We support women's rights and women's wrongs. That is a super valid description of History Month. Did anyone see the video of like 40 speedrunners beating an RSG world, but the world switched to the next player every single minute? Right, guy, that was so funny. Like, that video is incredible, guys. I have no idea what the title is, but look it up. Because essentially, it's 40 very good runners that can all beat the game in like under 10 minutes, which is stupid. And they do not get it done because they have to, like, there's a couple things that go wrong like all the time. One of them is that I think they're low on food or something, like some essential resource. They just don't have what they need. And everybody, because it's only a minute, everybody goes like, that's the next person's problem. And then I think they also went to like I think it was a bastion, and then didn't really get what they needed there. I don't know for whichever reason, but essentially they got locked in a loop where everybody went to the bastion to abandon it, run out, and then the minute was over and the next person got it. And they're like, oh, the bastion is right there. And it just kept going. Nobody broke that loop because also nobody knew that it was a loop. They only had their 1 minute of information. I recently took part in a video recording just like that, except it was not about beating the game, and everybody had an hour. It was fascinating though, like joining the world in a state where you have no idea how you're gonna find it, and then trying to play off that. My hour was incredible. I think it's gonna make for a very hype section in that video, because I think I did something that very few people could have done in this circumstance, because very few people had seen the situation before. But basically, I ended up with a broken end dimension, and I like I almost lost hardcore roll to that, so I knew exactly what I had to do, and it made for such a wild hour where I essentially were soft locked. I believe the dragon had been beaten like way before that, but somebody just decided to go back there or whatever. And essentially I found it in a soft lock, and I lockpicked it, and I gave it off to the next person, like on the side of one of the end pillars in the middle of a dragon fight, which is wild. Imagine getting that and you're like in the dragon fight, and like I was a 25th player out of 50 to do it. So at the very end of my section, the thing is halfway through, and we're in a dragon fight. It makes zero sense. You wouldn't expect that if you got it under any circumstance. Okay, guys, I think we have the majority of what we need. The only thing I need is we have to do a little bit more research gathering. It's the start of a project. It's always going to be like this. Please put the boxes in line though, so we don't have to like work off of an absolute mess of boxes everywhere. That's normal stone. This is the one that I want to place there, and then this one is the basalt, and this is normal stone. So this goes in here. I don't know where this goes, but I think I'll just use it. Okay, let me see. We're gonna drop this back here one more time. And then I need to visit the master. Do I have shulker boxes for that? No, really. I think I just need one, so let me do this. Does the castle have horses? Such a very specific question. And there's no stables in it, but there's just stables in the shallows. Does that count? Did it involve pistons, Bry Guy? It did involve pistons. I basically had to do the same thing over again. Loony, do you like Indian food? Huge fan, actually. I'm in India right now. My tongue is always on fire. That's why I like it. That's one of the best things about it. Okay, the monster. We need to visit the monster. And then we need to go to storage. And I need a shulker box of cobblestone. Because I think mostly... Nina, I thought we were making a cast today. Guys, literally I made the stream title and it said building a giant cast, and I have no idea how it ended up that way. Like, I don't know what I did to end up there, but no, the cast building has been cancelled. We're building a castle now. I know it's lame and unoriginal. A cast is way more thrilling, but that's just not it. Oh my god, I was like, what is that resource stash? But that was me pre-collecting for another build. What about kitties in the castle? You know, they're cool to have, but then they low-key make so much noise through the walls. Epsimadel, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Established castle. It's not really a castle. It's more a keep. So it's more in the... more fortified than nice and shiny. Creepskull, forgetting about your chest monsters. I'm pulling a lagoon though. Dude, I forgot to go to storage. This sucks. Miffy, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Lagundo, cursing Loony with chest monsters never get old. Dude, I still find them. It's crazy. I've had this world for 7 months and I just randomly run into one and go like, oh my god. To be fair, I should just like have empty shulkers in my e-chest just to do that. Okay, we're going through here. Let me get some more rockets because otherwise we're gonna run out. Algundo. It happened. I got accused of saying it in a video, which I didn't, but now it's here to stick around. I know how it sounds like I did, but if you listen very carefully, you can like hear that there's sort of a letter there that doesn't really get pronounced. It sort of comes out as Lagundo, but then a little bit less pronounced. Mike muffles it, and it because of that it sounds like El Gundo. I get that nobody agrees with that because this is way funnier. So I did not say it, Nina. Shut up. Okay. Right, so we need another one here. We'll put the most blocks in there. Right, guy, how does an EHS work in this world? If something is in yours, can the next player get it, or is it tied to the account? So we thought that it was tied to the account, but in handing off the world to me for like, I got the world from Lagundo early as he was still playing it. What that did is it allowed me to pre-design some stuff, which gave me a bit of a head start when I was making the first videos, which was really nice. In doing that, we learned that the EHS data is stored in the level.dat and then the player data part. And it being stored in player data means that it's tied to the single player user, not the player ID. So that means that you get the last generation's ender chest, which is not necessarily what we want, I think. So what Legs did is he fought the dragon and then he emptied his in a chest, which I saved. That's now in a museum. I just pointed at like the wall behind me because the museum is like behind me there. But so it could carry over. You could like leave a message in an e-test or something. Miffy doing good, love to hear it. I'm doing great. I was a bit sick this weekend. My girlfriend was like I basically got really like, dude, what is it called? I just caught a cold. Oh my god. Whoa, chill. Dude, the double tap from flying into that thing and then the Enderman. Arokayas, welcome to the stream. He's still gonna be angry, right? I don't have my maze. Wait, is he no longer angry because I slept? Oh no, he's definitely angry. Guys, it's a myth that you get cold from being too cold. That's unless you have hypothermia, that's not how cold originates. Cold is just... No, it was like, it turned out to be like a virus or something. I was a little bit I got like weird muscle. Not in my storage, dude. Go away. That scare you must have been able to see on the cam. That reaction was so big, or it felt so big. No, what I was saying is like, I got like muscle soreness in places that I definitely didn't use. And then my girlfriend was all like, I'm never gonna get sick. Like, my immune system is winning, and then she got sick today. So it is definitely something. Okay, most blocks are gonna stick around there. For now, I'll just empty this out here and we'll pick it. And oh wait, dude, I forgot like all the pull-ups. Let's put 4 in there to make up for me missing it. I think that's one bonus. It does work like that because it weakens your body, so you're more likely to catch something. If you're too cold, then yes. If you're not too cold, then no. It was sunny and 20 degrees. That's not too cold. Okay, and then we need the basalt, definitely. And then we need cracked stone bricks. And now I think we just go down to the bottom here and then like start. I don't exactly know where the schematic sits, but I think we'll be able to find it. Okay, so it's right there. Oh, we're probably gonna have to cut some trees on the way, but we'll just do that. Astronauts, that is a very cool comment. Love the last UHCG video. Honestly, best storyline in video games right now for sure. I'm so stoked for you guys to see where it goes, because I think like the next one is sort of the proper start of the story in a way. Okay, I don't think we need to remove those. We can be a bit picky, like with what we remove and what we don't. We gotta make sure that we all of it though. Oh, let's start the recording. Not unimportant. I think I'll just build around this flipping tree. I don't even care. This is not the most effective way to get rid of this, but it's quicker than getting materials or getting tools up there. Okay, at least let me grab my shovel though. Don't need that, and I'll just keep my sword in my inventory. Hello, JJ, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. And Dax, welcome in as well. Saw you, don't think I said hi yet. Okay, I just made a path. Very good. Dude, I'm hearing mobs, but I'm like not seeing anything. We're gonna wreck some daisies in the process, but I guess we'll just have to do it. Oh. Okay, guys, I gotta run to storage again. We're gonna do this a few times, I guess, because like I'm gonna need to get everything in my schematic, and I don't super know. Loony, I dreamt of a possible Moa flower location, but I forgot it. Dude, I had the best dream when I was a bit sick, sleeping on the couch during the day. I don't know if anybody's here from... Anybody here is from the Netherlands. That's the only way you know the person this is about. So there's a Dutch like hip-hop group from a while back. They still perform, they're still well known. They're called Today's Youth, or de jeugd van tegenwoordig. And one of the artists on the group is called Fabrieo. He's a funny dude. He's got long hair, and he's an artist with words. He just cooks. And he just has a funny way of presenting and like saying things. I had a dream where I was watching a theater play with this dude in it, but it wasn't really that dude. It was just like, it was him, but he didn't look like himself at all anymore. He was like in his 50s. He got really chubby, and he had a mustache, and he was on a camping, just chilling there. He was on a camping, and the play was him just complaining about his life and like how things weren't great anymore to the person next to him on the camping. They're just having this conversation, and it was really odd, really odd, because like it felt like a theater play. They're just yapping about their life. They're like, okay, sure, whatever. And then all of a sudden, there's like they're standing next to like a bush, basically, but one of those neatly trimmed ones, right? That sort of sections off a garden. I don't really know what they're called, but like a garden maze would be made out of those, but a really tall one. So on the other side of that, all of a sudden there's strobes and flashing lights and like music going on. It's pretty hectic, but they just keep like yapping about their life and complaining like people would do when they're on vacation, and like just I don't know, they want to talk about why life isn't great or whatever, and they're just kind of relating in things not being perfect. But this just keeps escalating, it keeps getting weirder, and they just keep on like yapping about their life. And then the next scene is the next day, podcast on stage, literally, that was the vibe. And then all of a sudden it's like a next scene is the next day, and one of those people who was at the party, he looked like he basically slept on the street and had been partying for also 50 years straight. He's in a mild state of decay. His face like that. And he just he walks there, and this guy, this Fabrieo, but the old camping version, he was still just talking to his like neighbor on the campsite, this lady, and they're like essentially having the same conversation all over again. And then this one guy comes by and he like listens to it and he talks with him for a little minute there, and then he goes like, "Oh, by the way, didn't we bother you guys with the party last night?" They just both look at him and they go like, "What party?" And with how hectic that entire scene was, there was no way that nobody saw that party. Like, there was no way to miss it. There were like beer cans flying over the hedge. The hedge is the word that I was looking for. And somehow it was such a great metaphor for like how sometimes people get really obsessed with their own life and they don't see anything outside of like their direct circle anymore. They're just complaining about how rough things are, while in reality it's just not that bad. And that was crazy to have like all that so comprehensive and like detailed and whatever as like a nap dream on the couch in the afternoon. Did I write it down? No, I didn't, but it was like, you know how sometimes you wake up with a dream and it's all fragmented and you try to recall it and it just doesn't work? And then some other time you kind of wake up in the middle. And when you wake up in the middle, sometimes you can sort of get it back. This was definitely like a wake up in the middle one where I just had it. Because it was so weird and specific and funny. I told it to my girlfriend later that afternoon. I think maybe that's why I still have it. Nap dreams are the wildest, right? One time I had one like this where I felt like I had dreamed like a whole flippin' play or whatever. And it was a really, it felt like such a good storyline, but really dark. And then I wanted to write it down because I was like, this is one of the best storylines I've ever like imagined. It's just, but it was in a dream. And I started writing it down and tried so hard to get it back, and I just couldn't get it into any sort of comprehensible state. It was like, it just felt like a good thing, but it was just not, it just wasn't fully there. Like dreams often aren't. I don't know, dreams are weird. Mega Ram, welcome in. This was how big will the castle be? Well, I think if you give it like 15 minutes or whatever, you're gonna kind of see, because we're starting at the base and we'll get an outline for it pretty quickly. Next saying, listening to it, I would have thought it was fragmented. The thing that I just yeah, right? No, I just woke up and it was there. It was weird. So I have recurring dreams of class trips. So I've been traveling the world in my sleep. Yo, winning. That's alright. And it's also like very cost effective to do it that way. I just picked up dirt, or maybe I didn't. I don't know. Oh, guys, there's also like some parts of this where we're just gonna have like daisies at the bottom. I'm gonna have to pick those up as we sort of circle around. The bottom is gonna be a bit awkward to navigate, but it's gonna get better like real quick. And then it's gonna go fast, this building. I didn't bother like really perfecting the schematic because it's just, a lot of the time it doesn't matter. It's also only this bottom line, so we can also just run around the outside later on and fix it. You did a fire. More times you try to write it down, remember, the more you remember the dreams. Creepskull, you're saying you just need a little bit of practice, like get used to the process of sort of recalling it. I guess that makes a lot of sense. I can totally see that being true. If it's these blocks, the one that are fully sealed off, I shouldn't dig them out, because those are most likely gonna be dirt rather than grass, because something's on top of it. Also, they're not exposed on any side, so they don't have to be like the right block. Doesn't matter. Caswell, did I see Moai's post over the weekend? I did, and I also talked to Moai a little bit. I think he's just moving on in life. He's sort of closing off chapters so you can open new ones and focus on them fully. It's a little sad, but also like I really get it. And honestly, you know what it is? It's somebody making choices and like taking accountability for their life. And I think that can only be encouraged and applauded. So a bit sad, but it is what it is. Dude, this goes so fast with the speed beacons. Let me make sure that I like take that one sugar box and just have it with me. Okay, it's busy here. Oh my god, I'm fighting with a shovel. I was like, why is it zombie not dead? Well, that's why. I think what I should do is just put the bed down here. Do I keep the daisies? I think so. Honestly, no. I have a lot of extra daisies. I don't need to be keeping those. Okay, and then I needed this one. No. Oh, I had it. I already had it. Didn't see it. Did Moai post anywhere? Moai made a YouTube post, and I think he's just sort of leaving the internet behind. Who's going to maintain the UHCG playlist? UHCG playlist is a collaborative playlist, so everybody who's been a generation so far can add to it. And there's also a link there for like new generations coming in, so they can add themselves. It might be that the link doesn't work at a certain point, and like generations will have to upkeep it. The thing with this is we're far. Am I butterfly clicking? What is my CPS? Not so average. No, I'm not butterfly clicking. I'm just holding down my mouse button for this because we're using Light Medica, and that sort of places the blocks for me as long as I trace my my schematic. So yeah, guys, Moai started UHCG, of course, but UHCG in its essence is a collaborative project, and right now it's a collaborative project with 6 contributors already, and that means that there's also 6 people who can potentially keep it up, like upkeep it. And it's not that because Moai isn't going to be there. His videos are going to be up, of course, so you don't have to worry about those disappearing at all. I was going to say anytime soon, but at all. The thing is also, like, there's other people that have invested, like, quite heavily in the project and are really attached to it and can just take care of it. So I don't think anything's significantly going to change. I did not see it coming. I am a bit sad about it. I also understand where Moai is coming from, and I think that's a valid... Like, it's good to make decisions about your life, regardless of what those are, and nobody can figure out what the best decision is, except for the person who has to make it, Moai in this case. But at the same time, like, there's nothing to really worry about. It's not going to change anything for the project, and realistically, Moai hadn't been around a lot for a long time already, because he kind of had moved on. Somebody said it in a UHCG Discord pretty well. Do a 1-block challenge? Insomaniac? Dude, I'd love to do that at some point. For right now, I did like a classic skyblock in my hardcore world, which was really fun. There's a video of that on my channel. Yeah, Moai hadn't been like super around for a long time already, and that really hasn't been getting in the way of UHCG doing well or new generations being found or being excited. I think he set the project up in a really smart way, so it's going to be around for a really long time. Booey Nuts, Inherited World, did somebody get bored with Minecraft or did somebody pass? Neither of those. What it is it's a world that's in ultra hardcore, so food won't heal you, and if you die, you're dead forever. And then it gets passed on to a new creator. So this world has been around for almost 4 years now, and I'm the 6th creator to have it in that way. So I'm kind of like adding something for future generations, because that's what it's called, to build off, and then I'm gonna pass it off as well and give it to the next player. Once you have a serious question, dude, I did not expect a serious question today. Guys, I'm much better than I was last few days, but like the moment I started really yapping, I feel that my nose clogged up a little bit. It's just still there. So I have to clear it every now and again. I'll just mute for that. How do you do the blueprints? DQ fan. So what you do is you just design it in a separate world. I've made it in a creative world with the help of a tool called Axiom. Axiom is great. It lets you design a lot faster because you can rip. Let me just eat an apple. That's like the quickest way to heal up. I never do that. Like heal up with, oh, tough. We gotta run to storage. That's why I fell through the blueprint too. Guys, I really hope that I have tough, because that's not a guarantee. AJ, shut up with the tough jokes, man. DQ fan, then you put them in the world with a tool called Light Medica, and that lets you also fill them in. Loony, my serious question is, what is your experience with trucks? Toy, real, or otherwise? Very limited. Lance has a good point. The trucks that I have the most experience with are skateboard trucks. My experience with those is they're really quite great. I personally preferred riding if they were a little loose, but for tricks, a bit of more of a tight setup is way easier. It's also really quite hard to get them to tighten right, because like if you don't crank them enough, they're wobbly, and if you crank them too much, they also lose all stability. And the one experience with them is it's really confusing if your kingpin breaks or like the bolt comes off, because everything will sort of just fall apart and you have no reason or no idea why for a split second. That's a weird bail. Scornix, welcome in. Loony came back here after so long. What's your Nether Castle stream last? Dude, Nether Castle season 1. That is a long time ago. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Okay, I came here because I need tough, and I hope I have it. If so, it's here. Okay, that's Polish tough. No, that's not really a castle though, AJ. Guys, this is all the tough I have. I think it's gonna... I don't know, probably not enough, but enough for today. Such a good answer. It's a strong pivot though, because I don't think it really answered the actual question, but it was an answer, all right. Dude, wait, it had or otherwise in there. It was definitely an adequate answer. I'm all grown now. Dude, aren't we all? Aren't we all? Yeah, that's crazy. Like that's a couple years back. Guys, I have four pull-ups in the bank from memberships and I think they were all memberships and subs. Should I just empty the bank to see how they feel? I feel like it might be smart. Okay, we'll leave that in there. Start here. I think I should go over here and make sure that I have a hole in my inventory, because we're gonna have to trim some trees at least. Mango, Loony, do you plan to add some totally random structures in the world for future generations to get confused around? A little bit. A little bit. I've actually been thinking about doing stuff like that. But I don't think I can tell you anything about it, because it will sort of work against it, won't it? Let's do this. It doesn't really matter in what way or form they drop, because even if it's saplings, I also pick them up. Mossy cobble. The good thing is we already got the ingredients for that. Also, don't have to super worry about it because it's kind of rare. Oh my god, that llama's freaking out. Yeah, I don't care about any of this. You guys just loiter here. The mouse scroll hotbar was wild. That was a move. Okay, wait. I need to... Let's resolve. Stone bricks. Most blocks in cobblestone. That's what I needed. I think I only want one of those because they're really quite rare. Right, guy, one of them is for me. You can skip mine if you're not feeling well. No, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. It's gonna be alright. But I appreciate it. One of them is mine, as in, like, I edited it as a penalty. Okay, we need one with stone, a sugar box. Probably also not a ton of mossy ones. So, let me put those over there. Also feel like I mean, tough. I might have might need this much in my inventory. Let's do this for a sec. And then... Do we have stone bricks? There. Algundo is the bane of your existence. That's a bit much. Yeah, I've checked like all the moai flower locations that have been suggested. I'm definitely like on the hunt still. The other day I checked something because I had a hunch. Didn't play out. But I won't really go looking for it unless like somebody says something where I go like, yes, that's probably it. Otherwise, we'll press pause for a little minute because there's some other things that have priority over finding the flower. Because, for example, this build needed for my next episode. Episode 6, that is, because episode 5 is already fully recorded. And then there's other things that can wait for a little bit. I didn't unpause. Well, now we did. Algundo is the bane of my existence. Sounds great. Loony Friday. Oh my god, guys. Because of being sick over the past few days, things were a little slow. And the one thing that I forgot to tell you is that we're actually moving the playtest to next week. And it's going to be next week, Saturday, which is probably like easier for some people to be. If you're that one person that could make it this Friday, but not next Saturday, I really apologize. But we're going to play test next Saturday, and I'm actually going to make sure that the announcement goes out like pretty soon. When is next episode coming out? Kedias, I can't really tell you because it takes as much time to finish up the video as it needs. But we're actually quite far into editing it already, so if everything goes super smooth, it could be not this weekend, but the next one. If not that one, then probably the week after. Gravestone Corner, we found all the strongholds? Yes, that collection is complete. Tiffany, what does playtest mean? Wait, was that not what you were saying? What I reacted to? So we're gonna do playtest 1 for Revolunium. What playtest means is Revolunium is gonna be an event. I think that much is clear now. And playtest is trying out some of the functionality, seeing if it works. I'm not gonna tell you everything about what the event is like during that, but you're definitely gonna get some impression. Principal, welcome to the stream and thank you for that follow. Good name, by the way. Like that. Okay, this Daisy needs to go. Guys, is it just me or does it feel like it's nighttime all the time now? Do we want to sleep? Yo, I'm Principal with the gift sub and the sub, dude. Thank you so much. That is epic. I don't have my book on me, so let me go grab it for you. Dude, don't kill the llamas. That's my job. If anybody gets to do that, that's me. Wait, I'm gonna go up there and sleep. Oh, and then I gotta get on that pull-up bank. Let me see. We're gonna put unprincipled, all caps. That's a bit much. Unprincipled. It's gonna go in the book. Thank you for the sub. Really appreciate it. Kita Cordes or Kita Cords got one as well. Ayalix is gonna go in the book as a bonus name, as is Gravestone. Don't tell Mog. I will not tell Mog. You have my word. I'm gonna take a nap here, and we're gonna raise the pull-up counter by 2. That means we have 6 in the bank, and I'm gonna empty it out. Oh, still muted. Those actually felt really comfy. Clear the bank. Guys, for the record, I didn't do anything, right? It was literally the zombie. I just let 1ET chill, even though he had absolutely garbage wares with him. Dude, I wish that the Wandering Trader was as like useful and cool in a normal world as it is in Super Flat, though. Any ideas what could change to make it cool? I don't know. I think it could just be cool if there's like certain unlocks that are only through the Wandering Trader. That's what makes it appealing in Super Flat, right? Maybe there could be certain, like, uncraftables that you can just get from him. Hey, Diaz, dude! Thank you for the Prime sub as well. Appreciate it. Bonus names for that one is going to be Myanmar Village. Do I have any pets? IRL, I don't. In Minecraft, sometimes. Do I have any pets in this world? I don't think so. No. Wait, did I grab a bonus name there? I did. And that puts the pull-up bank back to 1. Okay, next layer. Don't have the book in your inventory. It does not work. Guys, the time save is so big if you have a speed beacon when you... I was going to say speed beacon again. What is wrong with me? If you have a speed beacon and you're doing like medica placement, it saves so much time. versus normal light medica without the speed. Were you a gymnast in the past, or do you just feel like the feeling of the rings for pull-ups? It's just that they're more convenient to like put up in my house here. I wasn't a gymnast. I do think they're kind of chill for pull-ups, because you have like the freedom of moving your arm and wrist around a little bit. Such a great builder. Yoichi, thank you, dude. Isagi Yoichi. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I really appreciate it. Imagine a catacomb of all those 1DTs under the castle. Dude, if there was a way to keep wandering traders in your world, that'd be so nice. But they just insist on despawning, no matter what you try. AJ in voice chat just said they have wandering to do it. That's actually valid. What's in the name? Straight up Ninja, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. AJ, you're doing some ace reading, dude. You're killing it. Paisley! Ideal lunatics! I'll be working and lurking. Really twerking. Okay, that last one you didn't exactly need to tell us, but still thanks for sharing. Welcome in, dude. Hope you're doing well. Periodically also sound like it's a scheduled activity. Like he does it every couple minutes. No exceptions. I'm sure. What can I say? That's all good, Paisley. Did I get the he part wrong? I think I might. If so, I apologize. No King of Chess Posters. Loony, Lord of Untorched Land. Dude, yes, I've been skipping a lot of torches here. It's actually kind of nice. Not having to worry about it all the time. That was one of my favorite parts of episode 1, was removing the torch spam. Which might sound like not a big deal, but it kind of like there was something to that. It was a moment for me. See Wally, yo, dude, good to see you. Have I found the flower yet? I have not. I've also like put the search on hold a little bit for the reason that I've checked like all the locations where I thought it might be. Then I checked some more, and I just haven't been able to locate it yet. But it's also not super high on my priorities list. I do need to find it eventually. I need it quite badly. But right now, I don't super care, because there's some other things that need to happen for episode 6. Episode 5 is already in production. Episode 5, guys, is low-key. I think it's my favorite episode in the series so far. Experimenter, welcome in. Saw the YouTube live title 2 hours ago. Thought, is he building a cast for the keep because it broke a leg? I don't know what that typo was. Like, it was up there for a long time too, because I hadn't even seen it. My mods called me out in the mods Discord. Otherwise, I would have had no clue. Piper Uppercut, welcome in. I'm not leaving, I was saying bye to my chill mango homie. Love her hanging out. Let's build these here. You know, I used to be scared of speed bumps, but I'm slowly getting over it. Fry guy, that's a great joke, honestly. I didn't catch it right away. It took me like a second, and I was like, nice. That's well crafted. Loony should build a lava cast. I will do no such thing. Honestly, guys, I think there's a way to make pretty lava casts if you like really spend some time figuring it out. I could even imagine lava cast art where you just like actually make figures and stuff, but it'd be really quite tricky. AJ, did you say you have or you haven't? Takes an insane level of precision. Right, but it's also just trial and error because you only need to figure out where to stop the flows and stuff. And I'm sure there's sort of a cool way to reverse engineer part of it. I even think at this point you could sort of automate the design process for it. Which I don't think you should, but you could. Guys, it's always like since I've ever started using Axiom Light Medica, I don't think I've designed anything where I started building it and I wasn't like completely like, oh, this is way bigger than I thought it was. I just, as I was saying it, I checked off like all the builds that I did, and it's not even remotely true because I've made some small things in UHCG that I worked on that way, but it happened with the mountains. It happened with the Trial of the Lost was a big one. That one was like way bigger than I thought it was gonna be. This one too, but at the same time, like I've seen the final product because that's how this design flow works, and it is well worth it. Yoshi, how am I so fast? Speed boost. Yammer, can you see the mob farm? There's a mob farm somewhere, but it's one of those flushing mob farm type things. There's not super, like, not a lot to it. I think it's too interesting to check it out right now. What happened to my hardcore world? Bullshit? Absolutely nothing. It's doing just fine. But I have this world now for a limited time, so I want to give it my all before I give it away again. This is essentially also a long-term hardcore world. It just has multiple players over that period, like one player at a time, but many over a long time. And I just want to be a part of its history, so I'm giving it my all now. And then we'll super lock in on the main hardcore world once all my episodes are out for this one. I have some wild plans for what we're doing in main, so just bear with me. I also have wild plans for what we're doing in here, but the box had to be big. The box had to be big. Like there's a lot that needs to go in there, and that's kind of the same thing here. Guys, again, should I sleep? I'm just so not used to it that I always go like, should I or should I not? I think what I'll do is I'll keep running around until we get phantoms, and then I'll sleep. Yo, wow, welcome in. Are you instantly placing the blocks like that? Joey Hollis, it's a mod called Light Medica. So what you do is you design it in a separate world, and then you make like a blueprint of whatever you designed. Put the blueprint in place, and then using a functionality called Easy Place, you can fill in the blocks that are in the blueprint, assuming that they're in your inventory, because otherwise it doesn't work. Like you can't just magically make them appear. Crimson Wood is such a good accent block. Curious if there's a way to make it a good main block. I think for a main block, it's rough because it has so much like texture on it. And like high contrast texture as well. So It's like when people have super, super overwhelming wallpaper, right? It almost never really works. When you enter a room and you just go, holy wallpaper, you know that's too much. I think Crimson Wood is like that. Lance just said you can't just call people's grandmas out like that. Dude, I totally did. Your grandma's got nothing on me. Guys, picking a fight with grandmas is a wild move. Don't know if I should. Noah, welcome in. That's annoying. Okay, I'm sleeping. Less than smooth. Baron Sonics, I've been dying for a new UHCG vid. Stream is right up my alley. We're working on the episode 6 content right now. Episode 5 is fully recorded and in the oven. Episode 5 is my favorite one so far by a pretty wide margin. And I kind of love all of them so far in their own ways. Episode 1 was just cool because episode 1 I got to walk around and like be all happy-go-lucky. And then that call with Josh at the end, that made it. And then episode 2 was kind of interesting. Like, I think if you wait for all of my episodes to go out or be out, and then go back to episode 2, you can very clearly see what I did in episode 2 and why I did that. And then episode 3 was, of course, the finding of the vengeance. That was wild. And then episode 4 was really important because that forge was... It's a big deal, but also, like, I think it's such a cool build. But then 5 is the one where there's no way back. Okay, let me get some more stone bricks. Get up and do 50 push-ups, Shinobi. I mean, I can only do that for 50. No. Come on, dude. I think he was behind my chest, and that's why I barely did any damage. Go away. I gotta make sure that I pick these up before like another creeper comes up. How many hours do I record for an episode? It varies a lot, but it's difficult because like I don't want to give you guys too much information on. Do I have 0 chest left? Okay, that's annoying. Let's get one. I don't want to give you guys too much information on how much hidden stuff I have in the world. I think there's more that happens in the world outside of episode than there is that happens in episodes. It just varies. Some like could be 20 hours, but then the last one was over 100. I think that at least gives you something. Like, do with it what you will. Mossy cobble. And moss. Mossy stone brick. That's one row of stuff. Cracked stone bricks. Basalt. Crimson stems. That one's empty. My storage here is like so unstructured. I just started using it. It's wild. Shouldn't be this messed up already. Okay, definitely need the basalt back. We'll take the crack back. Let's do this. I don't exactly know what the total playtime for all of the generations is, but I think by this point I've definitely played the most. I don't quite know how it relates. There's like a video that Lagundo made, his campfire session, where they talk about it, but I didn't remember it. Piper, what if Clown causes havoc so Loony calls for reinforcements from Wreck and Friends? Oh, this is like main world theory. Clown pulls in other villains for an Avenger-style battle for Loony's hardcore world. That's a wild plot line. That's a wild one. More villains, of course. Will you ever do a run-through of every video once you give this world? As in like a watch party? Dude, I think it could be so cool. I'm so interested in like people discovering all the things that I'm sort of preparing for future gens when we're like back on my main hardcore world. And I think it will be really interesting because I think people will like just drop in to like share what they just saw unfold in the UHCG world, and then we're doing some random cool thing in the Loony world. Yeah, Mark, goodbye. I need to live in Minecraft. Good luck, dude. Building a mob farm. You got this. So you can get bones. Mob farms are a great and underrated way of getting bone meal. What is this castle for? Stories. Just stories? Oh my god. Monster is a good way for bone meal too. Yeah, but not nearly as good as a mob farm. Sarah, yo, welcome in. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Chosen One, what are we building? So behind me, there's a fortress on this hillside that I made earlier. Did I run out of cracked stone bricks at the same time? Kinda. Just do this. And I want to expand it. Like, I've always known that it was going to be built in 2 stages. Because this entire world is part of a YouTube series. And that series has a story. In that story, there was a stage 1. And then the character changed, so the world changed with it. And now the castle needs to be bigger and something else. Uzi got an ad in here. Yeah, I saw that. Will I ever do a watch party of my episodes? I think it would be cool. I think it'd be cool. It would be something to do on a long stream. They're kind of made to be watched like one after another, these episodes. Real question we all needed. Loony's season 4 mid-off champion. As in season 3 is now, and would I win season 4? Honestly, guys, I would be amazed to be part of mid-offs. Let's start there. I don't think season 4 is the season that I would be a part of if I am going to be a part of it at all. But I'd be even more amazed if I actually like won one. I think that's only one person can win it, right? You actually gotta show up, and like everybody's kind of there's always going to be a lot of creators there that want to give a really good showing. So some people are going to lock in, and you might be surprised at how good they get in the short time frame. I try though. Popsicle, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. This is just stone bricks. And I think I'm also almost out of these. Correct stone, correct stone. I just need a regular one. Who would I think would be a good coach for me? Anyone. Really doesn't matter. I'm usually like, I'm coachable, I'm excited, and I think everybody who is a coach for mid-offs, like they know their speed running. Monty's looking for meme source material. Good stuff. Mog is the greatest coach. I think Mog would be horrendous at speedrunning right now. Speedrunning is harder than surviving episode 1 of Naked and Afraid. SB is cracked? Dude, SB is really good at the game. He's also wildly confident, which is kind of epic. SB is so confident that it will either make him win or lose. It's almost always the confidence that decides one way or the other. Feel like Curry would be a great fit. Honestly, I think everybody would be a great fit. Really doesn't matter. I like Curry though. He's awesome. Ran into him at TwitchCon last year, and he's also just a chill dude. Does Fine coach for mid-offs? I don't know if he does. Maybe he does. I think Fine is a great coach because, like, he is such a nerd. And by such a nerd, I mean, like, man knows too much. And that's the foundation. Knowing your stuff is, like, outclasses almost every other quality. He did 2 seasons of coaching, and then not this one or not the first one. Watch it be not the second one. I left the only true answer out. Uzi, you like my game style? Thanks, dude. You should get Parker as a coach. He knows me properly. I mean, it helps, but honestly, like, really, guys, I'm gonna stand by my answer. It would not matter who the coach was, because, like, everybody is a great coach, and, like, you know what's also a big thing with, like, somebody. If somebody's gonna coach you for mid-offs, right? They take time out of their day to teach you how to do what you have to do. If they see you put in a lot of work on the daily, they're gonna be excited in coaching you. So I feel like a lot of the outcome is just gonna be determined by how much you put into it, which I think is true for just about everything. I think... Fine understands the code of the game, not just the mechanics. That's what I'm saying, though. And this is like, this is what I meant by he's such a nerd. So there's one thing to understanding that something happens, but if you understand why something happens, you have way more control over it. And Finance is one of those people that goes way too deep. I gotta keep an eye on my elytra, so we're gonna have to do like a mending trip in a minute. Reman, welcome in. What are you using to put the template into Minecraft? It's a mod called Lytematica. Lyte, then Matica as in automatic. Or what AJ type. It's easier. We've done so much already, but like, I think if I fly out, it's gonna feel like we barely left the ground. Maybe I'm mistaken though. Fiber Coach season 1 and 3, but not 2. Dude, epic. That's the only option I didn't list. That's, could have played out better. Loony, have you ever tried Vintage Story? No, I haven't, but I keep getting it recommended to me as I should try at some point. So I surely will. Guys, I think it is time to do some mending. Honestly, that is not bad. That's decent progress. Do we have enough? Yeah, we have enough durability to make it to the mending spot. Do advancements work the same as e-chest? Right, guy? No, those are player bound. Gamers Extreme, is this UHCG Generations? Yes, it is. You just saw the Fields of Regen. Seal 30 kill shot. The mod is called Lytematica. Guys, I'm gonna go in here to the XP farm. It gets very noisy down there, so turn the volume down on the game sounds. We're gonna mend everything up here in a second, but I need to do a very quick toilet break. I'll be back before you guys know it. It will literally be a minute or two. Here's a quick video of how my hardcore world got started. I'll see you guys in a minute. Hey guys, welcome back. All right, let me just run this real quick. I need the elytra mended, and then let's do pickaxe and I don't think this is mending on it. Wait, do I have a mending book here? I do. Let me actually do that right now. I don't use the hoe like a ton, so I've actually had it since the beginning, and it's just not out of durability yet. I think that Loony would wear a wig and surprise one day with great hair growth. It'll be a mirage. Plot twist. Coley, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good today. Okay, other tools are fine. Yeah, I don't really need more. Let's just bounce. Sometimes I look over to chat and I'm like, what is this conversation? Serenity, welcome in. Okay, guys, we still got a good amount of building to do, but also, like, this is decent progress. Wait. Oh, my bed. Guys, my bed got ruined, and it's gone. The one time I actually have a bed, it just gets wrecked. Gamers Extreme, was the treasure hunt completed? The one for the flowers? No, we're still missing one. You go away. And you definitely go away. Can't I get a mace? No, I got one here. Don't super need it right now, though. Honestly, let me put my shovel in there and grab my mace, just for the fun of it. Okay, next up, I'm gonna put all my stuff in here for a sec, and then let's make some more stone bricks. Get full netherite, Jacob. There's something up with my netherite. I had a netherite set because it was made by another player, and I found it. But in the next episode, episode 5 in my video series on this world, something happened to that armor, and I can't really tell you what it is because we'll have to wait for the episode to come out. Wait, there's 2 wandering traders? That's very slim odds of that happening. Mog would have the best day of his life right now. Except both of them actually have terrible stuff. I'm sure that's not true in Super Flat though. Guys, can you please stop pushing me, or this is gonna be problematic. Get the spear? Coley, I'm actually still in the update before that. So there's no spears here. That? is not part of the same structure, but this is. All right. How many gens do I think there will be before the last one goes to 0-0? I think that's like an impossible prediction to make. I know that Moai said like the number 15 somewhere. And I think there's definitely like potential for 15 generations, like easy. I also think that there's going to be like more diversity in generations in terms of how people approach the project. Because right now, like, I think Lagundo said it as like him being their last player in the first chapter. I think that's a fair assessment. I think that could very well be true. But then we're still laying the foundation for the project. You know, like I'm still out here sort of creating things for other players to build on. And because of that, partially because of that, that's like why I'm doing so much building. Because I want to leave some foundation for generations after to engage with. And I could really like, there could be so many different ways to be a generation in the future. And I could totally see a generation that doesn't really build anything and still makes like a great contribution. But for that to be possible, there needs to be enough context to work off. Gamers Extreme, you really want to see what's behind the door? I hope that you have to wait a very long time to get your wish. Because as much as I'm curious what's behind the door, I mostly want to see what a ton of different players are going to do with this world. I think that's the most interesting question out of all of them. Because the more players you add, the more different perspectives and approaches you're going to get. And if people feel the freedom to do whatever, we're going to see some really cool stuff. Time to go full face cam. And then the trainers mysteriously despawn and we don't hear any sounds at all. That's an option. Makes that last generation will be Moai's grandson. That would be an incredible storyline. I think the odds of it happening are like almost zero. That'd be wild. Snazzy EO, welcome in. Snazzy, I heard that you've been practicing with AJ. Who's winning? I have. He does most of the time. Practicing together is great though. You guys are both gonna learn a lot. Okay, I need more of the crimson stems. Tazan, welcome back. Give you the mace right now. Come and get it. Next time when UHCG ends for Season 2, I'd like to see a founder start at the earliest version and play its next-gen upgrades. That would be really cool. That would be really cool, because then those worlds carry a lot of history. Oh my god, I keep forgetting to pause or unpause my recording. It doesn't super matter. Imagine one of the generations goes full anarchy mode and destroys everything. Honestly, like it'd be kind of interesting if a generation sort of decides to mess with the history. Because canonically speaking, you could just rewrite it all, you know? And sure, that knowledge still exists outside of the world, but there's definitely a difference between things that exist inside and outside of the world. And some carry more weight than others. It's so interesting to think, like, of all the ways this could go. Cowboy, welcome in. Missed the beginning of the castle build. Is there a myth tied to it or a purpose other than it looks really cool? So the beginning of it is Zarathustra's Keep over there, and that has existed since episode 2 for me, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was episode 2. I haven't really told you guys anything about why it exists, and I think that streams are not super the place for that, because I think the best way that the story of this world gets told is in episodic video format, and I'm just here to actually build it. I hope that makes sense. There's definitely like stories to tied to it. Like nothing that I'm doing exists for no purpose whatsoever other than looking good. You know, it looks like a 2013 build. Dude, it kind of was on purpose. Guys, you might not have thought about that or considered it. But that build over there, the Zarathustra's Keep, it was made as the first build in this world from someone that had an elytra. And because of that, I was like, there's so many more options that opened up to me now compared to like the players before, that I kind of don't want to take that big jump to like a next level design immediately, and rather do something that's a little bit old fashioned with like very basic materials, so that it kind of stayed within like the same realm, if that makes sense. Because I wanted to like, I didn't want to give off the impression that what I wanted to do with my time in this world was just engage in a build-off, like have a competition. That's not what it was about. Okay, more stone bricks. I feel like oh no, I was literally out of the bricks. Like, I thought I was missing another material, but I wasn't. Not yet, at least. Don't you feel like you're progressing the world too fast, Noah? So, there's an interesting thing there, because I don't think there's such a thing as progressing the world too fast. I do think there's such a thing as progressing the world too slow, and I think that it's really... So, if you get a world like this, right? Because there's a lot of history that comes with it, and a lot of sort of legacy from other creators before you, and then also a lot of expectation from a community that has been watching it for a while and cares about that history a lot, I think it's really easy to get caught in a feeling where you maybe shouldn't do a certain thing because not everybody will like what you do. And I kind of decided that I had an idea for what I wanted to add to the project, and a lot of what I add is really mostly there for the creators who come after. Somebody even said it in comments, and I was like, yes, this is pretty much it. There was a comment that said, I'm really enjoying the story, but it's interesting because it feels like Loony isn't telling it for us, and in a way, I'm really not. Like, it's mostly there for other creators, because I think that part of my story is also better told by other people. I don't know. You guys will figure out what that's all about in the future. But kind of what I decided is, like, my point of jumping into it as the first player to have an elytra and shulker boxes is you are at such a industrial advantage to everyone before you that it's really easy to do a lot more. And because it's really easy to do a lot more, and because it's not a competition and you don't want to progress the world too fast, as you said, there's a risk that you decide to like hold back because of that. And then because you're holding back, maybe you're going to sort of influence the next person to hold back as well. And I kind of wanted to just take the bullet for everyone and make sort of a statement where it's like, it doesn't matter how much or how little you do. It just matters how it interacts with everybody else's work, and that includes everybody who's still to come. So I was like, if I just do a lot, then maybe some people will dislike it, but then nobody else has to worry about that because it's already there's a precedent for it. Just like Leo made a precedent that you can end your time without actually having to mess up and die. It's a big precedent that influences the world in many ways, and I thought about what I could add. Would you spoil who's the dark narrator? Absolutely not. Industrial Revolution, right? Also, like, a lot of my farms, guys, are just for the purpose of not progressing too fast. I don't want to like make it so that the person who gets it after me doesn't have to worry about any early game stuff at all. So a lot of my farms are hidden. Like, they're not trying to get full netherite, Jacob. Dude, wait for the next episode. That will make you happy, I guess. Kellytrum, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Do you think all the next gens will have it easy on surviving after Lagundo like you? No, absolutely not. I think like I don't think surviving is necessarily easy, but generally speaking, it's easy to do something that you've already done a lot. And what I mean by that is ultra hardcore is difficult. So if you're not super used to operating in that game mode, you're gonna have a hard time. That being said, like, I've been playing almost exclusively hardcore Minecraft for the past closing in on 6 years. And over that time, I've gotten a lot better. I'm still getting a lot better. So for me, this is comfortable space because right now I basically have everything I want. And I get to wear armor, which in Naked and Afraid, for example, we don't. That is such a big difference that it should be easy for me because I do this like all the time. I've literally played 1,000 hours a bunch of times over. Like, I don't know. I'm maybe on like 7,000-8,000 hours of hardcore Minecraft. I should be surviving this. That's not true for everyone. And there's heaps of very cool creators that will have a much harder time with surviving, and it will make for great content because they bring other things to the table. So I think the same holds true to Lagundo. For Lagundo, he should be surviving this. He's expected to survive it because it's sort of his home turf. That's not going to be true for everyone, so you will see people have a hard time in the future, and that too is a part of the content. Like, it's just many ways, and it could work. Loony just confirmed Mog is the next generation. I'm saying potentially in the future. Who knows? Back, see you later. Grown up stuff happens to the best of us. I will say this about Dark Narrator, that eventually you guys will know who that is. But that could be a far in the future thing. Am I paused? No, I'm not. Dude, I keep accidentally like going for the golden apple, even though, you know what? Should I eat one? Why not? Easy healing. I have, guys, up to this point, I've barely eaten any golden apples. I go with potions, but during building, I guess it's easier. Also, I have over a stack, so. What? Well, I was asking if there could be a block missing in my schematic. Sure, but I guess we'll find it when we'll review the final build. Also, like, it doesn't even super matter if there's like a flaw in a build somewhere. the overall picture looks good, it's good. Windows, welcome in. How you doing today? Dark Narrator is the will of El Gundo's chess monsters combined. I mean, I think you get a much more evil vibe from that. It's like the most terrible thing I can imagine. Dude, his chess monsters, he has a real problem, and then he tries to just get it solved by other people rather than dealing with it. Oh wow, you mean these pillars ending? No, that's by design. At least one is missing from when you run out of red wool, wood in the inventory. Well, we'll figure it out. Usually what I do when I built one of these using the schematic, you try to just move as fast as possible. And then when you get to the end of it, you turn on all blocks render, and then you'll see like certain spots where it still shows as either orange or pink, and you just investigate those and fix it. As a busy person Philza is, I don't know if there will be an impossibly slight chance that he'll hop on the UHCG Generations because he's an excellent storyteller. For me, like I think Phil's unlikely because he mostly does live content. Harpia, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. And I don't think live is like a great medium for UHCG Generations. All we do live is like making the course, right? Like backdrops, movie sets. And then all the actual filling in I have to do by myself. Which is a hefty workload if you're mostly a streamer. Honestly, guys, like, real talk, UHCG is definitely getting in the way of my business. Like, it's not... it's not ideal, but I love the project, so we're just gonna grind it out and then, like, lock in after to make sure everything is fine. I need Crimson Stems, but I still had them. All right. Do I plan to give back the space I'm taking from the fields? No, they're just the castle's just part of the fields now. I also don't think that, like, I think it's important that you respect the world if you're a generation. I also think it's important that you don't revere the world, where it's like you can't touch anything or add to anything or change anything, because what that would mean is that over time it's just a bunch of sort of sectioned off builds that are all kind of disconnected because everybody's worried about messing with something that already existed. I wouldn't mind at all if like somebody completely tears down a build of mine later because it makes sense. If that has like a good story to it, totally here for it. So that's also the kind of the way that I'm looking at it. Thanks for everything you do, Loony, says Piper. Thank you, dude. But I'm feeling inspired now, so I gotta go work on the dang thing. Hope you'll get to see it one day if I'm proud and brave enough to release it. That sounds exciting. I hope you do. Oh, wait, Piper saying, yo, I wrote a book when I was younger, adapting it to a movie within Minecraft. I'm not releasing videos until it's complete, but you were my biggest creator that inspired me. Dude, that is so cool. Go work on it. Go work on it. Go work on it. I said it 3 times for a reason. You should go work on it. Never saw his first world. Only found Loony from Naked and Afraid Season 2. Yo, Caswell, I had no idea that it was that recent. That is crazy. Dude, I don't know what caused it, but it feels like you've been here forever. I had no idea. Okay, wait. I need to add these, I think. Those get added from a later part in a bit. Guys, I am like... I feel very snacky right now. I don't necessarily need a snack, but like... I have that rumbling stomach. Andre, welcome in. Texture pack? No, there's not really a texture pack. This is just vanilla. The glowing thing is the schematic that we're filling in right now. That's a mod called Light Metica. Eric, you should build a berry chest under a build for a generation that does tear it down with it and say, why did you tear it down? I've been thinking about some like cheeky little Easter egg things to hide away that people may or may not ever find. Okay, wait, I definitely skipped those on that side. All right, more stone bricks. Guys, honestly, I feel like progress is going faster than I expected it would be. I just put a single stair or whatever there. Doesn't really matter. I still have to build stuff there anyway. I just decided to do like all the walls first. So to clarify, did you build the keep too? That one over there? Yes. That was in my episode 2. Guys, if you have not seen, like, you've been watching the streams for a bit, but you've not seen the episodes on UHCG Generations, I highly recommend you watch them. It will give you a lot of context for what we're doing. Swimming Fish, welcome in. And Setcodes Binary, welcome to the stream as well. I had to read it twice, but then I saw what it said. Have you really had UHCG for more than 6 months? Yes, dude. I think we're in month 7. That's longer than I planned to have it. But episode 3 was just or episode 4, sorry, just took way longer than anticipated. Now that we're doing this on stream though, I'm moving so much faster. Dripstone traps too cruel for UHCG by a long shot. Loony, I'm curious, did you check Laguna sniffers for moai flowers? Why? I'll check it, but why would where life begins be the sniffers? Ancient Times and Field of Regen. Armory Wife Dell, welcome in. What am I using to place that fast? It's a mod and it's called Light Metica. And Dopamine, welcome in as well. Amount of positive energy you're putting out day after day is amazing. Take care of yourself, don't get burned out. Yo, thank you, dude. Honestly, like that's not work. That's just me. So that part's really easy. I don't think it'd be here. I checked that moai because I think that's a moai Laguno made. I don't think it's here. Sai, welcome in. Loony, can't believe it's been long since you lost your hardcore world to a piglin. Dude, it's a long time. Didn't get me down though. Still here. Loony, for healing, you might be able to use the mechanic of witches throwing healing potions to other raiders. Really, that is so overcomplicated. I mean, it works, but why? Just throw a healing potion yourself. I feel like I'm missing a part because I got knocked off somewhere, but maybe not. Let's just continue here then. I've been hooked on the healing potions. Those have kept me going. Dude, dry mouth. Sake, like, I'm not excited to see you lose the world, but I'm excited to see who you pass the world on to. You can be excited for me losing it, because I myself am really looking forward to passing it on. I can't wait until like all my work here is done and somebody else has it. Because also, guys, like, I miss playing my own hardcore world. Like, I want to get back to that. I just figured that like doing both at the same time was a bad idea, and like it's not the best way to do it. If you want to play a world and you want to play it as much as I do, and you want to build as much as I do, you better don't play multiple worlds at the same time. It's not it's not smart. It's not realistic. Like you don't have that much time in a day. Okay, this is the last of the stone bricks, and then we gotta get new ones. It's not gonna get me very far here, but yeah, that entire part we're gonna build later. Because I think the biggest perk of the mod is that we get to run rings like this, which is really quick. And then during those rings, I try to not add too much random distraction. Because I think it... losing your hardcore world is losing like a part of you. It's not even that, it's just I'm really excited for where the main world is going. And I just want to lock in and make it as cool as it can be. But being fragmented and like torn between two worlds, that's no good for either one of those worlds. Did you add that quest about the cool spot you found while searching for the strongholds? Experimenter? No, I put it on my list though. Like I'll the last thing I'm gonna do, guys, when we're like done grinding together, is I'm gonna spend some time to lock in and finish all the open quest lines, and that's when I do that. So it's welcome in. Nice world. Thank you, dude, but that's not a compliment to just me, because I'm only one of the people to have played this world. In total, it's been 6 players, including myself, over the past 4 years. And not too far into the future will be 7, because I don't have a very long life left in here, I think. I still got some things to do, though. And I've already done some cool things that you guys haven't even seen yet. Can't wait for episode 5 to be out. Guys, do you have any like guesses for what I'll what I do in episode 5? Like, I'm not gonna give you any feedback on whether you're right or wrong, but I'm really curious where your head's at. Stay hydrated, Joe. Good call. I gotta like actually drink everything inside. Because all the yapping. Sounds good. Was wondering what happened to it. Bugsy. Did I re-hide the Vengeance of Generations? It's unclear as of yet, but something happened to it in episode 5. Imagine it just got eaten by one of Laguna's chess monsters. Imagine scattering the Vengeance of Generations over Laguna's chess monsters. That's just the quest. Honestly, guys, I've been checking Laguna's chess monsters for flowers. Like for Mark of the Founder and all that. Like I really thought that maybe. Dude, I'm gonna recheck right now. There's a chess monster here in the field. Sai, do I still not use F3 or coordinates? In this world, I use coordinates all the time, and in my personal world, I use it to link portals now, because eventually after linking a bunch of portals using maps, it just felt like a repetitive generic task that didn't really add anything. What is chess monsters? Just these random like junk contraptions that lazy people leave behind. Yeah, there's no Moai flower in here. There's more than 10 chess monsters from Laguna. Like, a lot of them are found now. Imagine the Mark of the Founder is just one flower planted in the field. If it was planted, it would lose its name, so it can't be. Also, I think it's a Wither Rose, because it came from the Golem fight, and there were 3 Wither Roses and 1 Poppy there. The Poppy is already found, because that was Leon's flower. Wow, don't think out loud, dude. Then in Founderstown is more like it. Guys, Val was so caught up in his talking out loud that when I told him to not talk out loud, he just didn't hear it. Because he was thinking over it. Or thinking out loud, sorry, not talking. I feel like I've been a bit slower in building for the last couple minutes. I slowed down. Maybe my coffee boost from earlier has fizzled out. My stats are no longer buffed. Haven't I seen why 33 months and you got your 8,000 day poster, dude. That is exciting. We're gonna put. Oh, I'm definitely on all caps because that should have been all caps. We're gonna put MNICY in the book. Wait, what did I do? Oh, next page. Mixat's gonna go in as a bonus name, and let me put Andrew in as a bonus name as well. And we'll put Ricky here with the all caps villain arc. It's gonna go in the book as a bonus name. And somebody from Vertical Chat, Taco Man. Good name, I like that. I like tacos too. You can tell he plays Minecraft 5 hours a day. Dude, yes. Not a roast. Imagine a flower's just one pop. No, it's not. It's not. In the Iron Farms chest, oh my god. That too, like, would stand out because it wouldn't stack though. Sort of boy, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Okay. I think he goes here. What is... Okay, that's actually part of the wall. That part we're gonna leave for when we get back here. How much Minecraft do you play daily? It really varies. Right now, a ton, because like I'm grinding to give this world away. It really depends though. Like if I'm editing, then it's a lot less. If I'm grinding to get a video out, it's a lot more. When I'm away, it's none. You're dead, 802. How am I building so fast? It's a mod called Lightmatica. Also, welcome to the stream. Saves a heap of time if you pre-design a build. Which is why you'll see creators use it a lot. I was so skeptical of it at first. And then I tried it once and I was like, oh my god, this is such a better workflow. Also, had been building things just in survival for a couple of years, so I kind of felt like I had nothing to prove anymore. And there's no... Oh, guys, that's nice. We made it to like the floor level here. That's good. Let me verify that is all done. It is. Let me just go across here for a sec. It makes it a bit easier if I like section that off. We are gonna get mods or mobs up here now. That's not great, but whatever. We can make a trip to storage and put some temporary torches down. Okay, these are stone bricks. Why are no placing? Oh, it's stairs. Honestly, I think I should make those. Yeah, the time save is crazy. I think literally, like, building this way versus building something just from scratch in survival, I think the time save is so easy to underestimate, but I'd say it's like a factor 7 or something, like a stupid amount. Oh my god, that was terrible timing. That was so cursed. That would have been fine if it wasn't for the zombie dying before I got there. Alright, I needed more stone bricks, so let's grab those first. Oh, that was 4. I don't use totems. No, I like it for this series to not use them. Because it makes it more interesting. Since there's kind of a, like, skill level wise, I shouldn't die in this. Like, I should survive for as long as I want. But I think that doesn't make for the most exciting content, so I want to leave it open that it could still go wrong. And because of that, I think I would only use the totem if I were to do something absolutely extreme. Which is not building a castle. Carter, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Imagine you accidentally hit the bed there instead of a creeper and you exploded. I literally was paying extra attention to the creeper blowing up because I was already on 4 hearts. You're dead. Do I stream every... Oh, I forgot to get my stone stairs. I stream usually Thursday through Sunday. So 4 days a week. I used to do 5, and I think that's gonna come back not super far into the future. I think I do have to finish this series off before I go back to streaming 5 days a week. Because right now I just have more editing time priorities still. Let me see. There's like here. I got iron. Let me make a stone cutter. Just put it there. And then we can have stone brick stairs. Do you still play on your 2.5-year-old hardcore world? Tournament Boy, that's almost 4 years now too, dude. But this is indeed not that world. The reason that I'm not playing that one right now, but this one is, this is a world called UHCG Generations. And it was started a long time ago, like coincidentally, because I was not involved in this project back then, but it was started in the exact same week as my hardcore world. And the way this works is it's ultra hardcore, and when you die, you have to give the world to another creator. So what that actually means is when you get it, you find someone to take it after you die, and then you play it for as long as you have it, add a lot of stuff to it, add stories, quest lines, challenges, whatever, and then pass it off. And it's turning into a really, really cool collaborative project. I'm the 6th person to have it now, and I'm grinding this one, so it will be ready for me to give it away, because this project literally works at its best when it gets passed on rather than held on to. So I wanna push and get a move on to send it off to the next person. I literally can't tell you like how much time there's left for me, because I don't know. I feel like I'm a little afraid to say a number that is any lower than 2 months. But I've been saying 2 months for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. And there is not that much like grindy stuff left to do. So if I really lock in the coming weeks, it might be sooner than we expect. But there's a couple projects that I still want to do. And some of those I'm not going to share with you guys. As in, I'll just lock in and do it by myself. But we're definitely like in that area where I'm sort of starting to hide more stuff. So Sab, thank you for the resub. Appreciate it. We'll put Sab. Oh my god, all caps. Sab back in the book. And let's put Your Dad 802 in there as well. Thank you for being here today. Yes, I do want to quit without saving because I just randomly added a letter. Burkay had to place like that? It's a mod called Lightmatica. What if 0 0 was Lagundo's key and 1 1 1 is Moai Flower? Big Sat, I don't think there's any scenario where you'd put 2 of them together under 2 different clues at the same location. I just don't think it's possible. Also, as a person like who designs puzzles like this, I don't think it makes any sense. Like, you could do it as sort of a double bluff where you go, nobody will ever think that, but it's too fun to think of like clues and stuff. So I don't think Lagundo did that. You're dead with a 40 rupee dono. Thank you. Keep grinding. I'll be watching you from now on. That is super, super awesome. I'm gonna like put X2 there. Because usually I'll put a name in again. I really appreciate that. Tournament Boy is gonna go in. Good to hear you're still playing. It's pretty fun to see difference between the way you talk normally and how you talk in your videos. Still have good energy. Of course, it's gotta be different. And then Berke Yildirim is gonna go in the book as a bonus name as well. Thank you for being here. I need more stone. Crack stone bricks. I just toggled my easy plays a bunch of time and didn't place anything. There we go. Dude, that was a struggle. Sibling Idiocy, welcome back. Good to see you today. And Oshin Jabara, welcome to the stream as well. If life begins, it has to end. So those are really connected. No, life begins and the world will one day end. They're definitely separate. Mix, I think there's a 0% chance of that. Like literal 0. Machine, how do you automatically change blocks from inventory? The mod does it for me. It's called Lightmatica. I keep saying that, like, guys, but the reason I keep repeating it and answering the same question is, like, it's really convenient, and I get it that people join the stream, don't know it, and ask about it, so apologies if it comes up a lot, but it's just being helpful. Show me hotkeys. Where can I? 1, 2, 3, 4, Q, E, and mouse button. As in, that's how they're listed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, QE. Delete. That delete is sort of a double hotkey for me. It's bound to a button on the side of my mouse, and it's delete because it helps me cut quicker when I'm editing. And then 8 and 9 are rewired to my mouse as well. So I can use 7 or no, wait, I can actually use delete 8, 9 on my keyboard or delete 8, 9 on my mouse. Guys, I'm so curious when we finally do crack the where life begins clue, Lagundo left. If it's gonna be one of those, aha, of course moments. I do think he meant for this one to be difficult. Lightmetica hotkeys. There are no Lightmetica hotkeys. Should I play Hey Loony, I'm from India. I really like your hardcore series, man. I watched all of it. Yo, thanks, dude. There are Lightmetica hotkeys, but I don't really use them. So, like the one that I use right now, I mean, I do use them, but 5 is my easy place toggle because I don't have 5 bound, because that's what my Q does for my own hotbar. And then you can use M and R for rendering, and you can like switch to all render mode or to layer render mode, whatever. But showing those on stream doesn't really add anything, so let's not go there. Oh, I don't need that anymore, the smooth basalt, which is nice. Which also means we can get rid of this one, or the polished basalt it is. Ketdog, Mouse Frog, welcome in. And Suprio, welcome in as well. Big fan since 2020, when you made the 2008 hardcore video. Dude, such a vintage one. Still love it. I knew so little back then, it was wild. How about Loony Spawn Camp? Not it either. It's also, guys, you gotta think about it. While that makes sense, where life begins, I don't think Lagundo made these clues specifically for me. They would have to be solvable for every generation. Because if I'm gone, then maybe everybody... Like, where life begins... It's not the same as where Loony's life began, right? I think it has to be more general. Fancy Hydrate. This is one of my favorite glasses. Honestly, guys, my number one thing that I've searched but am unsure about is the what do you call it? Oh, let's grab these walls as well. The Founderstown mines, because they are so big, you guys have no idea. I think like there's a lot of things that don't really come across on videos. The Founderstown mines are absurdly big. Like, I would not be surprised if they extend all the way under the Museum of Generations and all the way under Industry Park. Would not be surprised at all. They're stupidly big. So much strip mining has been done there. I think, like, under Founderstown, There has been more strip mining than I've ever done in all my Minecraft worlds combined. Holy light medica freak out. Mr. Fasood, you just got in. Where's the vengeance set? I haven't really answered it. The only thing I can tell you right now is that something happened to the vengeance in episode 5. And episode 5 is still being edited. So I'm back to diamond armor for the time being until episode 5 is out. And then we'll see what happened. I think we just do this. Do I want to sleep? Not necessarily. Until I get annoyed, I'm gonna keep going. AJ's saying surely it's better to prevent being annoyed in the first place. Not necessarily true, because as long as I'm not annoyed and making quick progress, I think that's a better option. Okay, I still do need a little bit of the basalt. Also, I'm a little bit less prone to sleep because that creeper blew up my bed and now I have to get all the way up there. This might literally be the last basalt block that I needed. Dude, so many zombies. Go away. Okay, guys, you know what? I think I actually have to do a storage run and get some torches. Because this is not a single night problem. This is gonna keep occurring. Quick creeper check. Loony, any new shows you watch with your girlfriend? Dude, we watch terrible shows right now. It's mostly just junk reality television, which honestly not my favorite thing, but watching it together is always fun. Episode 5 is about to pop off, I feel. Mr. Pursuit, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. I did something in episode 5 that came out so well, I could barely believe it. Ciprio Mondal, in the mod, we need to add a blueprint or something. Yeah, it's literally like you have to design it yourself or like get somebody else to build. But I spent a day making the design, and now we're building it. I mentioned it a little bit earlier in the stream, but the biggest thing with like using Light Medica, it's like it literally saves so much time that it's like a factor 7 or 10 that you're quicker on a build. And the biggest thing is that you don't have to fly away when designing, because you can do that so much easier when you're working in creative. Can't remember, did Mo have a wall base in his first video? No. Right? I don't think so. Maybe Laguna found that hole where Moai buried himself to survive the night in his diary. That's a good passage. That was a good passage. Okay, so we need some coal and some sticks. I'll just take that. Anything else we need from storage? Don't think so. For this weekend, I recommend I watch Formula One? No, I can't. I don't want to make time for it. Dude, I keep like randomly thinking about it. Where life begins. Where life begins. I don't want to be haunted by this stupid flower anymore, but... AJ responded to that saying, I think Mix has already haunted. No, AJ, you don't get it. Like, it's worse for me. I've progressed to the next stage. I've been in Mix's stage for long enough to sort of move on to the next one. And sort of accept it. It's so good. I've accepted that I don't know where the flower is and I won't know for a while. Because I've been looking for, I don't know, a couple of weeks when I first told you guys about it. Oh my god, bro is decked out with the iron armor. What a tank. Did Moe go to the nether? Yeah, he's been in the nether. He made that, like, scuffed little gold farm. Dude, so scuffed that thing. It's not okay. That's not where life begins. That's where it ends. As in literally, because Code Neon died there. I don't know how to use my Light Medica schematics. Can you tell me how to use them? Ronnie, so you need to have a tool bound for Light Medica. By default, that's the stick. And then if you have your stick selected, you can press Control and you can toggle through modes. I don't know if I can do it right now. I can't do it right now because I don't have a stick, clearly. And then you need to go to the mode schematic placement, and you need to press M and load a schematic. And then from that loaded schematic, you can place it with the stick. And once it's in place, you can use it. I hope that somewhere in there was whatever information you were missing. Do a flip while in the air. Kian? Dude, I would love to, but like, I don't have barrel rolls mod installed, so I can't. Best I can do for you is just get up in the air. Oh, I missed it, didn't I? I did. There we go. Thank you for the help, Val. Oh, I made an endermite. Okay, you know what I think we should do? It's a little choppy, but I think it's much more effective to build all these. Speed pilot looking crazy. Yeah, I cooked yesterday, dude. Guys, yesterday and today I've been grinding to be ready for stream today so we can actually build this thing. Dude, another Wandering Trader? Guys, these odds are ridiculous of how many Wandering Trader spawns I just had. Because, like, on average, it can take like 4 hours or something. And I just got like 3 in an hour. Monk is crying right now. He's just jelly. Okay, that's cracked stone bricks. It's actually not the one I wanted. Jamie, welcome in. After these pillars, we can walk over the top and it's going to be much easier. We're also going to need some block variants. I think above this point, I didn't use any cracked stone bricks or whatever. I did in the towers. Let's build those first. Sibling, see you later. Thanks for being here. And Speed Pilot, welcome in. BB Shoes, welcome in. Hope you guys are doing good. Guys, I need to get some water. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Andrew, dude, thank you for the 280. Please build a UHCG ice boat racetrack. Dude, I don't think I will. I think it's very cool. I just don't think I will. You're gonna go in the book for a second time. And we'll put a straight up ninja in the book. As a bonus name. Ronnie, did I help with your like Medica thing? Was the information you needed in there somewhere? Let's not build too high up there. It's annoying. Okay, and then we're gonna go back to single level. Netherhub is like an ice boat racetrack. You're so right. Not the most exciting one, but very useful one. Pre-recorded allegations. Ashok Barood. No, dude. Welcome in. Oh, I love it when people go pre-recorded. I think the biggest confusion is that I'm streaming on multiple platforms at the same time. So I'll react to something in a different chat and you're like, what the hell, dude? I didn't even see that message. Okay, here we're gonna only do those blocks that are in that tower or it's gonna be very annoying and confusing. You're dead? Do I have a series 2? Yeah, if you go on my channel, like there's movies I make for when I reach a milestone in my own hardcore world, and you can go and watch all of it back. That one I've played about 8,000, a little over 8,000 game days, which is a heap of time. And then this videos or like this world has a series 2, Part of that was made by other creators who had the world before me, and part of it is made by me. You can also find that on my channel or in the description of the stream. Guys, I also, like, I don't think there's a big chance that the flower is still in Founders Town. You know what I thought would be a really, like, likely chance, one that could actually be it? You had, like, low-key with Where Life Begins. You'd sort of expect it to be in the Founders Town Tower. Now, it's not there, and Leon's flower was there. Mark of the Industrialist. But I thought a great spot would have been, like, on the map art Laguno made in the tower, but it wasn't there. I've been around the area. I went diving and stuff, looking underwater in the same spot, but it wasn't there. I was walking that entire time, but with the speed beacon. It's better to run. Sort of blocked off. I let Medica there. What is this build? So big? Yes, dude. It is big, but it's gonna start to take shape now. You're gonna be able to see what it is in not too long from right now. Once you do like one of these towers at a time, you start moving up really fast. There's 3 of those in this part. Do I have an interior design? Partially. I'm also keeping some expansion space in the interior. Places to hide things, you know? Which I don't even think that's a spoiler because of how obvious it is. Darkshine, where's my pink neon room? I actually, like, I still have the sign, but I'm not using it because my camera didn't handle it super well. If I can switch cameras, I'll put it back up. I'm a bit off center in my face cam, dude. I was sort of... I had personal cursor drift to the left. Slouching. Oh, good stuff. We're at the top. That's actually really neat. Cracked stone bricks. Over here. Is every flower found in the place they died? Ricky, no. 2 of them are. Quilby's and Leon's are where they died. Which shadow stuff? Michael, what happened to all your videos? I went looking for the first one I ever watched and doesn't seem to be there. Some of them are unlisted. You can still find them on my channel in the playlist though. Do you guys feel like I should relist? There's definitely videos there that were terrible because I had no idea what I was doing yet. They're also kind of iconic in a way, which I don't really hate any of them or anything, but AJ, I love that one. What you said. I just says I missed the block. Oh, we'll find it. We'll find it. Dude, I'm so thirsty today. It's absurd. Since I started streaming. You're gonna become a botanist from all the flower thinking. Real. That's actual progress, guys. Dude, this went quick. Account, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Welcome in as well. You noob, bro. I love it when people just come into a stream like that. Stone bricks. Let's suppose that if every flower was in a place where each generation could be honored, where do you think Moais would be? I always thought the fields. But I've been through them. Okay, more tough. Did the Compass at Laguna spawn campsite lead anywhere specific? T-Wally, just to world spawn. Wait, there's no... Oh, yeah, there. I was gonna say, there's no way that I used all the tuff that I had. And there wasn't. Did I check in the bone meal Moai? Yes. I had a hard time doing it, but we investigated all the Moais. Give me shroom. Guys, wait, here's the best place to look for clues. I've been doing this too. Like very, very attentively. Watch Lagundo's last video, the goodbye video. I think there might be a clue in there. Because he's been known to do that. And like I found a couple clues as well in there. But I haven't been able to... I did watch it, and because of that, I did investigate the... I give you Shroom Moai extra, because I was like, that might be it. Mine's General Fields, eventually Founderstown, where his first base was. Founderstown, I feel like Founderstown has been properly investigated. The fields are just so big, and the mines too. So like I've really spent a little time investigating both, but I feel like they both have the potential to just miss something. The one thing that I feel like we could have overlooked is maybe there's some location that Moai interacted with really early on, but I haven't been able to find it from Moai's videos. Maybe Laguna hit it so you can't see it if you look with an elytra. That doesn't make any sense though. Because you can go anywhere you want even if you have an elytra. You know, guys, you know what I also investigated? Your dad, see you later. What I also investigated is like if it was at 0-0 after all, but just at build limit in a sugar box, but it wasn't. Because sugar box you won't see if you're too far away. But I also don't think that Laguna ever had sugars, ever. I don't think he went into the end. As in, into the outer end after the dragon. Still being stunned by the flower? Crockett? Yeah, it's not gonna go away anytime soon. Oh, I hate it so much. That was a terrible whiff. Oh my god, look at it. This is gonna go on forever. I hate it so much when you're like approaching a mob and then it just kills your momentum with an arrow and you can't hit it with a mace. You can swerve those if you play it better. Not if you do what I just did, because that was terrible. Okay. Let's grab these. This is AI? Mate, what do you mean? How is this AI? Dude, we live in a crazy world right now, but this is not AI. Isn't the beginning an achievement? Could be in reference to that. But it's specifically, it's where life begins. It's not hidden at the beginning. It's hidden where life begins. Minecraft is AI now, this is true. But not always. Or are you saying the build is AI? Because no, I designed it yesterday. AJ asked in voice chat, like with AI building becoming more of a thing, do I need to share more build processes? Honestly, I think like I'm gonna be more of a live streamer anyway, so then you kind of see that happen. Also, like I'm not gonna pre-design everything. A lot of the time I'll just wing it on stream. But is it not considered cheating? I think everybody makes their own rules. For this one, specifically, Sewell, like, this world is more about the story than about everything else. So I pre-designed the builds so we can make them as quickly as possible. So I have more time to actually make that story rather than wing it in survival. Like, I've done so much building just in survival, building the specific thing I wanted to build, that I'm not super worried anymore about whether people think it's really me, because, like, that hair is a high. Okay. What enchantments do I have on the maze? Wind burst, density, raking mending. Love wind burst. It's amazing. Oh, out of crimson. How does Optifine work? Optifine is essentially a mod pack with a bunch of performance mods, so it makes your game work a little bit better. I know Optifine is just one mod, AJ, but it's essentially a mod pack because it combines what a lot of other mods do into one wrapper. Loony, did you ever check Laguna's timeline at the museum? I did. Do I have a gold farm? Yeah, my predecessor made one. I've barely used it. Like, most of the gold I got is from ruined portals as I was exploring. Oh my god. Dude, it's almost 6. That went by so fast. I literally had no idea. That is crazy. Wow. When will you get a backflip counter instead of push-ups and pull-ups? Dude, I'm not backflip qualified right now. I'm sure I could learn it, but Loony is not I show speed. I'm sure I could learn a backflip though. Wow. AJ asked, didn't you used to be able to do that? I could at on a trampoline, but I think I could still do it on a trampoline. Because, like, on a trampoline is really nothing but committing to it. You have so much airtime to just do that. On flat ground, it's a bit more technical. Lens, could you do a backflip? Wait, what did you say? Can you repeat that? Oh my god! Dude, this is a peak story. Guys, Lance just said that he used to be a backflipper. And then eventually, he broke his ankle trying to impress a bunch of 12-year-olds at a park when he did a backflip off of an 8-foot fence to land, actually shatter his ankle, and then just, like, try to casually walk it off, sort of hobble around the corner, and then just stop and stand there and go like, oh, I'm broken. That is peak. That's such a good story. It's so classic too. Like that happened to you and so many other dudes. Of course they thought it was cool. Also, like that like walking it off like nothing's wrong is like such a classic move. Guys, at one point I was working in a like I made pizzas for a delivery restaurant, and this one day I had to, instead of making pizzas, I had to do a delivery. So I get on the scooter. Like I had never actually like driven one of those, but I had my driver's license for a car, and in the Netherlands you don't need to have a driver's license for a scooter specifically. Like you can get it, but if you're certified for a car, you're also certified for that. So I have to drive pizza delivery, and like at a certain point, I think I'm returning from the delivery. I had done it. I get back to like the restaurant, and I'm like one corner away, and I just gave a little bit too much throttle in a corner and slipped like with the scooter. It just sort of went sideways. So I scrape over the asphalt. My literal trousers are torn up. They're like shredded, and like only thing I'm worried about is looking around like a dumbass if anybody saw me. Like, such a random weird response, but it's like exactly similar to Lance's story where like no matter what happens, try to look cool for no purpose whatsoever. Like I was so ashamed of that slip up on the scooter that I never mentioned it, and I just hope nobody noticed, because also like the side of the thing was scraped. Nobody did notice, which is weird. I kind of get it because it was an old better thing anyway, but I like looking back on that, I'm like, why was I so concerned of what people thought? Got an aura farm, literally. Dude, I remember that moment so well. The quick look around if anybody saw me slip up. This is wild. Guys, how many of you guys can relate to that? That moment where you do something absolutely dumb and then all you worry about is not looking dumb? That must have been like half of chat. I feel like... Can you craft a boat into a boat's claws off a tower where you place the boat at the last second? I can't actually do that because the way that people do that is by drag clicking, and I can't drag click. I feel like I could learn it in the future. But that would just have me splat on the ground and I would be dead, and it would be sad. Kaifix, what mod is this? It's called Light Metica. To me, it's crazy that like people are graduating from Light Metica to Light Metica printer now. That's like, guys, literally, mark my words, that is one step away from not doing any of the building anymore and just having a mod run circles for you. I'm so curious, like in the next couple years, what's gonna happen to Let's Play content, because I would not be surprised if what we see happen is that sort of the way that everything gets automated to be more and more impressive and showy and flashy for videos, it gets like cranked up further than it already has been, to the point where people kind of stop caring about the videos because they're like, okay, yeah, I don't know, whatever. And then we sort of have a resurgence of more old-fashioned Let's Plays. I'm not saying that is what happens, but I wouldn't be super surprised if that's the way it plays out. Because at a certain point, people want to play the game and they want to watch something they can relate to. And that can inspire them or so many people don't know like Medica. You know, of course. Honestly, that warps like the perspective of people watching content a lot, I think. I mean, what are these questions, dude? Can you fly up to height limit and build a tower up there of 1 by 360 blocks? No. This is all the way up there. Why would I go there? I like it down here. Please. It's not happening, dude. It's not happening. Guys, honestly, we got more progress done today than I thought we would. I really wanted to finish this tower because for a second I thought this one was missing its top in the schematic. It's not. I just couldn't seem to find it. I should just make it of string. That tower that man requested. No, he's gonna have to, like, I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but he's gonna have to live without a tower. It is what it is. You can't win them all, you know. Okay, we're zooming across here. Okay, guys, I honestly, low-key, I would love to stream a little bit longer today. But there's something I gotta go and do. Before dinner, I'm gonna review the first draft of episode 5 and send some notes over. Because that means we get a next episode sooner. I really hope that we're gonna be able to make it the weekend after this one. I don't know if we will, but that'd be epic. And like a lot of the work is done, so I wouldn't rule it out. This is the progress for today. That is a much bigger fortress thingy than it used to be. And tomorrow it's gonna properly take shape. It is so gray right now. That's absurd. We're gonna do something about that tomorrow. What time is it for me? It's 6 p.m. Which is, was there parkour today? Gravestone? There was not. That's low-key why I said I would love to stream a little bit longer. Because I'd be super down to do the parkour, but I think logging off and doing the notes is better. Castle eating the fields. Mix up. Yeah, slowly. We did take a little bite out of it. Hopefully that doesn't get worse. Right now, guys, I want to thank you a bunch for watching. We still have one pull-up in the bank, so I'm going to do that. We're going to put C. Wally in the book as a bonus name. We'll put in Majalicious. Is that how I say it? I said it 3 other names and none of those worked. Why is there 2.5 trillion torches on the floor? Because otherwise we have 2.5 trillion zombies on the floor. It's a temporary solution. Gravestone's Corner is going to go in the book. Thank you for being here. Aji Test is going to make it in. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed it. I got it right? Majalicious? Alright, love it. Casual is going to go in the book. Did you check the ruined portal that Mo I went through? Ricky, I did. Good call, but I did. Sarah's gonna go in there. Sarah, thank you for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the stream today. Let's put Emmy Jackson. How long does it take to build those builds? Emmy, a long time, everything combined. But thank you for watching it. Yo No 2000 goes in there as well. And Shalini Matthews, thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. Amir Rawans, I hope I got that somewhat right. I feel like I mispronounced your name. Apologies. And then Aditya Singh, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. With that, guys, we're signing off for UHCG March 4th. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. For right now, have a great rest of your day. That is such a weird big hole there. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, Loony out.